am Dr. Candice Turner, Deputy Athletics Director at Wayne State University. We are reporting live from Kansas City.
Yes.
And we are going to have a wonderful conversation this morning. I am so excited. We have Jacqie McWilliams Parker, CIAA Commissioner, and we've got some questions that we're going to ask her today. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Sounds good. We're going to go with a big one first.
Okay.
So, what does it mean to be the Nike Executive of the Year Award winner this convention cycle? Tell us about it. How do you feel?
You hear I'm stuttering, right?
It's okay.
It's an honor. It's humbling. You know, I've known, and I have presented these awards, you know, as the moderator.
I know, I've seen you many
on
times.
the awards committee. I've nominated folks, and to be nominated and be selected. I mean, I've been in this profession 32 years, and I've won the Nell Award, and yeah, it's amazing. I feel humble. Yeah.
Well, we are so excited for you to accept your award later on today. But we're going to get into some questions about kind of some of the moves and things that are happening with the CIAA, and we're going to focus on how you are owning it. How about that?
Okay.
So the first question I got for you is the Conference Basketball Tournament for the CIAA, the flagship event. Everybody knows about the CIAA Tournament. It will remain in Baltimore, we hear, from 2029, is that correct?
2029.
So with this year's theme being Come Back to Baltimore, why is it important that it stays in Baltimore? What is Baltimore's presence going to be in this CIAA tournament?
Yeah, we've had a tremendous opportunity over the last 4 years. This will be our 5th year, you know, coming off of COVID. So we always like, are we really like doing this after COVID? And it's only been, we're 4 years removed, but been really able to generate a lot of great energy and opportunity. Like, I'm a fan of my own conference. I love our tournament and how we celebrate each other. And in a time where things seem a little bit chaotic, it's the one time in February that we can actually talk about it and celebrate it and feel good about it, or not talk about it and still celebrate. And Baltimore's done a really good job. We align very well together with legacy and leadership and community from the state with Governor Moore, from the mayor. I mean, Byron Scott, Byron Scott. It's just been a phenomenal opportunity to showcase our conference and to be in a place where Black excellence it rises. It's so organic to who we are.
I love that. I love that. So we saw that there were some new initiatives, some marketing and programming all around what the CIAA is doing. Share some of that with us. How are you owning it in those spaces with your conference?
Yeah, we got our strategic plan approved this summer.
Okay.
And I feel like we, you know, in 5 years, we hit 100% of everything that we say we're going to do. And that doesn't happen all the time, but we're very intentional about what we're going to focus on.
Okay.
Mental wellness is always going to be something that we're focused. That's a division. That's NCAA period. Mm-hmm. Conflict management has been a really big priority for us. So we have hired a consultant to manage and teach us how to manage our mental wellness so that we are better conflict managers.
I love that.
In leadership, not just from our student athletes, but our coaches, our administrators, and even my staff have gone through it. That will be a continuous thing. I mean, championships will always be the highlight. Mm-hmm. I mean, we want to enhance it and grow that every single year, make our student athletes feel good, whether it's the location, whether it's the gifts. Women's flag football is on our radar. We had a flag football championship last year. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Like, it's fun to see these women who maybe played other sports and still have an opportunity to play a sport and didn't even know this would be an opportunity. And for us to have it, I'm just really proud of our membership to say yes, so that we can have these unique partnerships to grow another sport for these women. I think, you know, CIAA, we know what our niche is, you know, football, basketball, volleyball. So we got our 14 championships, and if we add one more, it has to make sense to the membership and our demographic and where we are. And I think we're in a really good, healthy space. We have a healthy HBCU Go media deal where we get to highlight our student athletes all year on this platform. SIAC, SWAC, and CIAA are part of that HBCU Go deal. So it's not just revenue opportunity, it's additional revenue we can give back to our member institutions to help them promote on their campuses the great work that we're doing. It's fun.
I love that. So I want to go back to, you said something about conflict management is one of your core pillars for the CIAA. Explain to us how that is a necessary tool right now in this current climate.
It's one of our top priorities for this year. I think last year we've seen not just in HBCUs, but across, the landscape of athletics and participation, student athletes, the fighting, the coaches going back and forth on the sideline. And we saw some of that in our conference at our end of our championship. As great of a championship that it was, we not ended up so well with conflict. And so just having that conversation with leadership, like how do we as a conference put something in place just to notify and put these young people and coaches on alert that it's not tolerated. We won't tolerate it. We can fine and assess our institutions. I hate fines, but if that's what we have to do, triple fines, triple you from not being able to play, just make them think twice about there's better ways to move your anger and discontent that doesn't disrupt your opportunity to play. It doesn't disrupt you getting some type of lawsuit against you. And it doesn't disrupt the exposure that we're trying to give you as a conference. We can't tolerate it. And then even as a staff, we deal with, I was sharing in a session today, like we're conflict managers in the conference office. We're always putting out fires or burning fires.
I bet.
And our job is to really find ways that we can work together. We can all agree to disagree, but whatever decision that we make, that it is best for the student athletes in the conference. So, now it's just kind of fun. I know everybody doesn't like conflict, but just having a better healthy mind space on what conflict is, I'm always seeing it as an opportunity, like always. Like every conflict we've been in, we've been able to use that as an opportunity for growth for our conference, for our brand, for our bylaws. I mean, you name it. So it's not bad.
I mean, you definitely are leading the way with that. And I think it's healthy. We need to have civil discourse at this point with the changing landscape all around us. I don't want to call it noise of what we're hearing going on in the NCAA and higher education in general. But with the CIAA having such longevity and being kind of like that mainstay as an HBCU-driven conference, how are you all navigating all of this, quote-unquote, noise?
The same that we were 113 years ago. I mean, it's the same noise. It's just a different type of, it's just a different decade. We're always going in this up and down ebb and flow of leadership across the country, leadership in our communities, whether we're getting funded or underfunded. I mean, those challenges, they continue to exist in the HBCU community. I think as a collective with my other 3 conferences, the 4 of us, we understand that we're stronger together in voice. So when we speak in Capitol Hill, we speak together. When we write things that we're passionate about, we do it together. With our member boards of each of our conferences, I think we make sure that we're clear and align ourselves with what's important to them. Enrollment's important. Graduation is important. We can talk about NIL and all those things that are extremely competitive that a lot of our schools won't be able to compete in the same way. But if we just stay focused on the mission of why we were implemented, or why we had our institutions 180 or 50 or 60 years ago, we stay better focused on our purpose and our culture and our community and the jobs that we're creating within our communities, the championships where we're making impact for young people who may never get to come to a championship.
That's right.
But they come, people we get to feed, shoes we get to put on people's feet, student athletes to get on a court that they would never play in a certain building. That's what it's supposed to be about. And I don't ever want to lose the innocence of why we're in college athletics.
Yes.
And again, I can appreciate all the things that we're doing for student athletes. Is it deserved? Well, it's a privilege, right? I mean, to be able to go to college and get a 4-year degree and my parents not have to pay, that's a blessing all by itself.
Yes, so it's a small niche.
On top of all the other things. So always will support what we can do with the student athletes, but we're very clear about what we can do in the CIAA and in our HBCUs. And, we can't fight some of the things that are happening, but we'll do our best, right, to stay in the game.
I love that. And so you bring up something very interesting. Obviously, we know that we scaffold all the things that we do around the student athlete. But there has been an exodus of people leaving our industry. So you've worked for the NCAA. You've now worked at a conference office. You're very involved with women leaders. How do we maintain that professional development for the staff in these spaces in this changing landscape to keep that same kind of energy for the work that we do?
Well, I think, when we come to women leaders, I think we get re-energized,
oh, yeah.
right?
For
I
sure.
mean, I think we recognize that we're not the only ones going through, I want to get out, or I want to quit my job, or I have all these ideas and nobody will listen to me. I mean, we come out feeling like I can do this. And I think we have to continue to put our women in spaces where they can grow, where they can lead and see themselves. Because when you don't see yourself, then it doesn't seem for real, right? And there's not, I mean, I'm the first, but now I believe there's 8 of us in the space, maybe 9, that are in a space of commissioner women of color. And so when we see each other, we can encourage and empower each other and encourage other women, not just women of color, but women, period, to see themselves. And what a great place to do that here at Women Leaders.
I'm so excited. Like, I just have so many questions, but I know we have a limited amount of time. So I want to make sure that we're hitting on all of these. So we talked a little bit about women's flag football and how that's going to increase some opportunities. So thinking about that one thing in particular, how does that translate into the future of Division II? We keep talking about these changes, with Division I, Division II, Division III. What is the future of Division II from your perspective?
Division II, we'll make it yours. Like, I think we're probably the most stable division, in my opinion.
I would agree with that, and I'm coming from a Division II institution as well.
Yeah, I think it's similar like the HBC. We're focused on what we know we're really good at, right? We provide that access and opportunity. We try to get ahead of some things, and some things we might be behind on, but most of the time, I think we get it right. Adding, women's flag football in that conversation, adding tumbling in that conversation, women's wrestling, like just making sure that whatever we add, that we really give these young people an opportunity to be successful. And if we have championships, that we give them the access to be successful. I think we're always going to look at, how we're laid out in our regions, right? I mean, sometimes I have a love-hate with it all because I'm thinking national championship, and it is national, but it's just made up a little bit. But at the end of the day, I think Division II does a really good job in creating space and opportunity for administrators and students, and, all of us that want to be a part of this amazing, I guess, NCAA Division II. It may not be for everyone, but I know it's great for me.
Same here.
When we talk about balance, it does give balance even in our scheduling and how we do things. We really think about our legislation and rules before we move them forward if it impacts our balance.
That's
because, in Division II, we got about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs.
I understand that.
I mean, it takes a community in Division II to make it happen on your campus. And so I think we do a good job. I think Division II is strategically positioning ourselves that no matter what happens, we're still able to move on priorities that make sense for Division II.
So we're going to be the division that's modeling the way.
I think we've always modeled the way. If they would just model after us, we might not be in this situation now.
I agree in totality. So thinking about all the things that we've discussed so far, you've got so many young women coming to this conference. What is one thing that you want them to take away from this, and how do they own it in their particular space?
Yeah, I want them to take away, like, no matter what your position is, no matter where you feel you are, mind, body, and soul, own it, right? And figure out whether it's, I don't want to say negative, but whatever that challenge is or wherever you see that opportunity, own it. Like, never leave a place or space worse. Always leave it better. The relationships that you have, they really do matter. So make sure those work. And it doesn't mean you have to take anything at all, but I've never left a space and place that I couldn't return. So I'm the commissioner of the CIAA at a place that I worked and I played. And that's a blessing, right? I may not have left out in the best way the first time, but I understood what my impact and value that I could bring back to the table. So always think about what you can bring to the table, not what always you can take away from the table. Because to me, it's a blessing and a privilege to be in the roles that we have, no matter what your title is. And whatever it is, serve. Serve at your capacity. God's given you the gift and talent to do it.
Amen.
Serve.
Yes.
Serve.
That is excellent advice. I'm like full right now thinking about it. So what do we have in the future for you? Like, obviously, you have all these things going on with the CIAA. You're making great moves. I mean, still at the forefront. What is the next thing that you want to focus on with your conference, professionally, as you're getting Executives of the Year award? Where do we go from there?
You know, what I do know is that I am pursuing my passion. I'm living in my mission, and I have the greatest joy that I've ever had in a long time. And I'm leaning into that. I'm really understanding the value of what that means to have the right people around you. I literally have prayed, like, God, continue to remove those things that don't bring joy here, and the obstacles. And dag if he doesn't respond in the way. But I'm just thankful. Like, I love the CIAA. I don't know if I knew I'd be here for 13 years. And maybe I did, because this was my dream job. So I'm living in my dream. And maybe I'm still not, maybe I haven't woken up yet, because there's always more to do for these young people, for our HBCUs, and for our membership. So until I'm done here, afterwards, I don't know, I love to teach. I love speaking. You know, I love to do maybe some consulting on my time, but I never want to stop serving and giving back. That's kind of that returning piece. That earn, learn, and return. Learn, earn, and return.
Learn, earn, and return.
20 years of learning, 20 years of earning, next 20 to your life of returning. So I'm in that returning, never stop learning, and hopefully I'll continue to earn in some kind of way so that I can return. That's
you
important.
Are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you are amazing. I think, you know, we have a lot that we do in this industry, and a lot of constituents and stakeholders that we always have to consider. And a conference commissioner is a mediator extraordinaire with not only your member institutions, but your own staff, and trying to navigate all of that space. And the way that you've done that with grace and elegance, and really tied to your mission and your purpose, it permeates in everything that you said today.
Thank you.
And I see why you are the Executive of the Year.
Thank you.
You are definitely owning it. Hopefully people will learn from this interview, and continue to take great things and be bold and be brave.
Thank you.
And look at you as the model. So
thank you.
Yeah, it's been such a pleasure. And I'm going to give you the last word. Is there any other comments or final thoughts you want to share?
No, I'm just thank you for giving me the opportunity. I mean, whether you know me or don't know me, now you know a little bit more about me. This place, Women Leaders, has really been a part of my own growth. So I just hope that people are here, men and women, own it, right? And just take something away and give it back to somebody else, and then bring somebody next year. My daughter's here. So that's awesome. I think I have 8 women from my office here. So it's not just for me. Like, this is truly a returning mode. And I've always been in that mode, but now that I have the ability to make the decision.
It's amplified.
Yeah, it's amplified. So that's what it is. Amplify. Amplify your position no matter what it is. And just enjoy the experience, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. Amen. We got today, so we're going to have a good time today.
Well, I know that I am definitely better from doing this interview. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And you are definitely owning it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.